Hello everybody! Welcome back once again to the hacked Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions walkthrough. So in the last video there we just finished up the Orban Monastery series of battles, and we did get the Germanic scriptures. And I think I'm going to read this hopefully quickly. Yeah. So, alright, a historical account of Saint Ajora's life recorded by his disciple Germanic. Its very existence has long been denied. Alright, so let's take a look here. Let's read this bad boy. I opened the scriptures of Germanic entrusted to me by Elder Simon and began to leaf through the pages. The words before my eyes were writ in a holy script of the ancients. Several illustrations were scattered throughout, but many pages were missing or damaged, and the script was exceedingly difficult to decipher. I was deeply curious as to what knowledge lay within, so I was turning the pages. Faintly penned letters in modern Evelician script occasionally caught my eye. Notes of an exploratory nature had been added here and there throughout the book. I wondered who might have written them. Judging by the faded ink, some entries were more than a decade old, while others seemed to have been penned only in the last few days. As I touched my finger to one of them, the writing smeared. The ink had not yet fully dry. Every note was written in the same hand, Elder Simon's, I suddenly realized. He must have devoted a significant portion of his life to deciphering these scriptures, line by painstaking line. I relied heavily on his fragmentary notes as I continued reading. Apparently the Holy Script had been recorded by Germanic, a disciple of Saint Ajora. Germanic. That name struck a familiar chord. Half-forgotten history lessons rose unbidden in my mind. And then I remembered. Germanic was the disciple who had betrayed his master, turning him over to the Holy Edoran Empire. So he's basically is portrayed as a Judas, basically, figure, right? I was astounded that a librum penned by the same Germanic from my history lessons now rested in my very hands. I could hardly contain myself as I turned the pages, and then I was assaulted by a shock far greater than the realization that I held a priceless historical artifact. Originally, I had thought the book to be no more than a collection of Saint Ajora's teaching, as recorded by Germanic. How unprepared I was to learn what it truly contained. This tome served as an account of Saint Ajora's life. The Saint Ajora described within was a considerably different nature than the man about whom we have all been taught. I had always known that Saint Ajora was no ordinary mortal. My faith in the Church of Glabados was not as profoundly complete as that of my lord brother Zalbag, yet I did believe that Saint Ajora was a child of the gods, descended from the heavens to deliver humanity from its self-inflicted chaos. Or should I say, I had believed. All I had thought immutable was shattered upon reading the scriptures. Saint Ajora's birth came in the midst of a golden age of technology when airships yet plied the skies. He was born in Lassalia, in the city of Bervenia. Moments after his birth, he rose to his feet and approached a well. Upon reaching its base, words of prophecy poured forth from his infant lips. A calamity shall soon befall this well. Seal it up at once, that none may drink of it. Some days later, the Black Death visited the town of Bervenia, and all those who drank the well's tainted water succumbed to the plague and perished. Only those families who heeded the prophetic words of Saint Ajora were spared from death and malady. After the incident with the well, the people came to revere Saint Ajora as a portent of miracle and child of the gods. But it was not until he reached the age of 20 that Saint Ajora would become the savior of Ivalice and take his place among the gods in paradise. Ivalice was not always united as it is today. Long ago, the realm was divided into 7 kingdoms: Fulvaham, Lionel, Limberry, Lassalia, Gallion, Zeltania, and Mulland. Each warred with the others in a never-ending struggle to expand its own territory. This conflict had continued for centuries until an ambitious young king rose to power in Mulland. This young monarch dreamt of uniting all of Ivalice under his hand, but the road to victory was a difficult and dangerous one. The king turned to ancient tomes and dark magics found within, summoning a demon from the netherworld to do his bidding. But once unleashed, the demon slew the king and set out to destroy the very world itself. To combat this monstrosity, a great hero set out on a quest. Together with his 12 disciples, he collected the zodiac stones that had been scattered throughout the world, and the zodiac braves were born again. The Zodiac Braves soon defeated the creature's minions and banished the demon back to its infernal plane, for this becoming known as the saviors of the world. The story is now a well-known legend. The Zodiac Braves have since appeared whenever the world bounced on the brink of catastrophe, only to vanish just as quickly once the crisis had been averted. Similar catastrophe threatened the world in the time of Saint Ajora. The king of Limberry summoned a demon in hope of seizing control of all Ivalice, and once again plunged the world into darkness. And just as in the legend, Saint Ajora collected the 12 Zodiac stones, and once again the Zodiac Braves rose to defeat the marauding demon. However, the sovereigns of any age have small tolerance for the interference of well-meaning heroes. Fearing the charismatic saint's growing influence, the Holy Edoran Empire dispatched soldiers to capture him and his devoted followers. Pharism was the prevalent religion in that day, and its priests feared Ajora's growing influence. Ultimately, Germanic, the 13th disciple, was tempted by sordid coin, again, very much a Judas figure here, offering vital information that led to his master's capture. The saint was executed upon the gallows of Golgotha, soon thereafter. But lest we forget, Saint Ajora was a child of the gods. The wrath of the heavens was swift and terrible. Immediately following the execution, Mullen, the center of Ferris teachings, was visited by a terrible cataclysm and sank into the sea. Saint Ajora then ascended to paradise to take his rightful place among the gods. This was the legend with which I was familiar, the very same old tale told to every child of Ivalice. But the Saint Ajora described within the scriptures of Germanic was a different man altogether. Ajora was no child of the gods. He was a mere mortal, no more divine than you or I. He was a revolutionary who fought to realize his own ambitions. He was no lover of peace, no hero who would sacrifice himself for the good of humanity. Germanic wrote of him, "As the founder of a new religion with a rising number of followers, Ajora was seen as no more than a nuisance to the empire. But Ajora was apparently more than just a religious founder. He was a saboteur who infiltrated enemy states to collect information and sow disorder. Ajora was a spy, dispatched to the Holy Edoran Empire by a rival state." Whatever he claimed to be, it was fact that the empire began to fear this upstart's growing influence. Germanic was employed to collect evidence that would allow the empire to arrest Ajora as a spy. The 13th disciple was in reality no more than the empire's instrument in a play to uncover Ajora's true intentions. It seems that Ajora indeed attempted to reassemble the Zodiac Braves. Germanic confirmed in his writings that Ajora even discovered some of the stones, but what was his purpose in seeking them? I do not know if the young king of Limberry actually summoned a demon. At the very least, I have failed to encounter even a single line within the scriptures that records the event. Yet catastrophe did indeed befall Mullen at the time of Ajora's death. According to the scriptures, the bulk of the city sank into the sea. The footnotes provided further enlightenment. They expressed a different view, no doubt the personal opinion of Elder Simon. Although many spoke of their existence, none had ever set eyes upon these scriptures of Germanic. Some might say that they are fraudulent, written with the sole purpose of discrediting Saint Ajora, but I know this tome to be authentic. When I served as an inquisitor for the church, many others in the Holy Office feared the existence of his work, and the same is no doubt true for the High Confessor. They were all fearful of these writings, for everything contained within them is fact. After Saint Ajora's death, the church, which had capitalized on his considerable influence to seize power for itself, had only one task: to conceal his true nature as a human being. This one fact had to be erased from the annals of history. They needed to ensure that Saint Ajora be remembered as a child of the gods. Their use of the Zodiac Braves, a legend believed throughout Ivalice, was a stroke of genius. It was a simple feat to convince the people that Saint Ajora had led the Zodiac Braves to defeat a demon that never existed. I realize now that I had lost my faith the moment I began to read these scriptures, and yet I feel no sorrow. Thinking back, I now know that my desire to know the truth was stronger than my faith had ever been. But I have committed one great sin. I failed to condemn the church for lying to our flock all these years. And why? I knew that if I were to share this book with the world, my precious library would be taken away from me. and to me there could be no pain greater, for this library is the only means of slaking my endless thirst for knowledge. My curiosity eclipsed my will to do what was right. Elder Simon wrote that Saint Ajora's demon never existed. But I have seen the dark power of the Zodiac stones with my own eyes. There is an evil presence at work, something much more sinister than even the High Confessor and his twisted plots. Okay. Yeah, interesting stuff. So, the story essentially has been repurposed and somewhat constructed, right, to suit the church's needs. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Wow, that was 10 minutes. Jeez. All right, I think we need to move here. Yeah, there we go. Well, this place is certainly familiar. Outland Mage, you are the heretic Ramza, yes? What have you done with Alma? If you want your sister back, you will come to Ryavan's castle, and you will bring the scriptures of Germanic with you. What importance is the book? Surely you have read the scriptures? Yeah, I've read them. Literally just read them. I have, and if you would keep the church's secrets, you will give me my sister. You are not in a position to make demands. This is a luxury you do not have. So we have an understanding, yes? Sounds like we need to do a little switcheroo, like Mustadio did there, and make up some fake Germanic scriptures. Alright, let's save here. Gonna do a save state here too, because I don't want to get into a random encounter. Oh, this is... Apparently we're not done here.
So here you are. They've been searching high and low for you. I do hope this day finds your Royal Highness in better spirits than those past.
Do not mock me. Please. I could not bear it.
That was cruel of me. I am sorry.
What do you mean to do with me? I am not Ovelia. There can be no value in holding me. No value even in my living.
You're right. You are not the Princess Ovelia. We do not even know your rightful name. Whether even you be highborn or low.
I had often wondered. Of the royal family, why must I alone be confined to a remote monastery, so far removed from the seat of our crown? Even this I thought a burden light enough, if it meant the kingdom would know peace. I played my part. Yet still Ivalice runs red with blood. All this suffering and solitude. For what?
It has been the same for me. I was given the wardrobe of a nobleman, and so I played the part. A puppet ever dancing for the amusement of patrons unseen. This wretched world does not reward endeavor. It is the patron and his troupe who are receipt. Maggots grown fat on endeavor's course. Most men but play the part they're given. Most live and die not knowing they play a part at all. But I am past their unwitting puppet. No more. No more. I will exact from them the price of their gluttonous feast.
And just what is it you plan to do to them?
I will burn down this kingdom, and from its ashes build for you a new one, a kingdom worthy of you. I will show you a world where your light will outshine the sun, a world that will know no darkness. And you will have no more need of tears.
Such a world. Is it possible?
I will not fail you in this. On Titra's soul, I swear it to you. Dry your tears.
Great cutscene. All right, let's try this again. Is this? I can't remember if this is a forced battle here. I'm gonna see here. Zeklos Desert. Yep, it is.
You'll never be able to outrun them. If it's dinner you're after, I'll feed you a length of iron. Have it your way then. Let's see how you swallow this.
Wait, did Ramza miss? Oh, man. Ooh, man. That's a lot of behemoths. Alright, so protect Luso is the requirement here. Let me see here. Behemoths. So yeah, alright. It looks like there's all three different types here. So you've got, I think these are the basic ones, right? Yeah, these are just the basic behemoth. Honestly, I don't really think that they're worth poaching. You can, I suppose, if you want to, but they're not that great. These guys, though, the Behemoth Kings, the common poach is an Ultimus bow, and then the rare poach is a Chirsch? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's a perfume. I can't remember which one that is, though. That might be the really good one. Let me just see here. Chirsch. Nope, it's not the really good one. Float and reflect. That's terrible. Yeah, it's not good. And then the Dark Behemoth, which there's only one. Here is the Wizard Rod and the Stone Gun. The Stone Gun is kind of interesting, but I don't think that it's good. I think it turns you, like, you start out in like the stone, like you start out petrified, and you have to, you know, one of your other characters has to like unpetrify you. I don't know if there's a way around that. I don't think that there is, but yeah, I don't know. It's not good in my opinion. That said, I suppose so. The other thing that you could do here, if you wanted to, is you could tame some of these, right, and then breed them and then poach them. But honestly, I just don't think that it's worth it. I think that the poaches from the behemoth enemies are not good. So, all right, so let's save this guy. Darkness. Oh, yeah, and you know what? This is since this is like a scripted battle, the monster levels aren't, you know, crazy. These are pretty manageable. Let's use Holy Sword. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's see here. Probably go right in front of this guy. So we'll use Abyssal Blade. Oh yeah. Boom. Dark Knight. Dark Knight power. That's ridiculous. Alright, the battle is won. Thanks, I owe you one. If you hadn't come along, I'd be making the rounds through that thing's innards. The name's Luso. I'm a game hunter, if you'll believe it. And you? I'm Ramza. Are you not rather young to be a hunter? Well, times are tough. It's a good life, though, all in all. Sure, I run into a little trouble every now and again, but so far so good. Travel alone? Didn't used to. I sort of got separated from my friends. Been searching for them as I travel, but no such luck. I don't suppose I could travel with you for a while. I mean, it's fine if you don't want me along. By all means. Great, then it's set. So, is that a journal? A travelogue of sorts. I keep a record of everything that happens on my journeys. Planning to become a writer someday? Heh, something like that. Shall we be on our way then? The desert sun is roasting me. I'd hate to escape the dinner plate only to end up back on it as jerky. Ha! No, that would not do, would it? Let us be on our way. Indeed, let's be on our way. So Luso here is a game hunter. We'll go into his setups here in a second. He's already level 25. That sucks. Alright, so I need to kick somebody here. So let's see here. I think I want him as number 6. So Agris, this is going to be Meliadul. Maybe 7. Yeah, let's make him number 6. Yeah, screw it. That was not a jape? Never jape. Okay. Okay, lady. Okay, let's have a look here. So Luso is a game hunter. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like he's got swords. Oh, he can even equip knight swords already. So Ramza eventually. So basically, the Game Hunter is an upgraded. Basically, it's an upgraded Ramza. I guess is how I look at it. He's got. Let's see here, please. I tweaked his setup too. I got rid of like Sav and the other skills that normally a squire would get, but I don't like. So I got rid of him. So I mean honestly, he's kind of nerfed a little bit. But he does have Tailwind, Shout, and then Steel. Shout is increases bravery, speed, and physical and magical attack power with a hearty battle cry. So that is like the ultimate self buff. I think I took that off of Ramza for now, I think, or maybe he has it now. He actually might have it now because we're in chapter 3. Let me just see here. Can't remember if I've... Nope, he still doesn't have it. So I think I took that off. I think that I only gave it to Ramza in chapter 4. So we'll have to wait until the next chapter to get that. Also, his squire... Ramza's squire, for now, still does not have the ability to equip knight swords, whereas, again, Luso does, which is pretty interesting, that he kind of actually gets it a little bit early. But yeah, I mean, honestly, he really is just a souped-up Ramza. I guess is how I look at it. Can he use the... Yeah, he can use it, even use Thief Caps in his Game Hunter job, which is amazing. I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to use him quite yet. I probably won't. But, and honestly, I would want to, I'd want to take him down, to level 1 to re-level him. 7 speed at level 25 seems really bad. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's kind of on par, right, with where you'd normally be at, but abilities. His bravery is really low. Yeah, Chemist, Knight Archer. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll end up using him. Honestly, it's just a shame that you get him so late. I should say the other great thing actually about Luso is that he does have innate poach, so that's pretty cool. For again, like, he's a souped up Ramza. Like, there's just probably no better way to say that. But yeah, interesting. Let's let me see how far or what our time is looking like here. Oh, we're at time. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this one here. As always, hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.